Alright, I felt like doing a tier list. Hashi meta not really going to change this much this year. Like, maybe we'll see two changes. Sasuke Shinden might make a dent on the meta, probably not. And then when Madara Final Battle gets his BT, he might become a really good P2, not P1. You know, you can run him P1 if you want to lose. Anyways, so let's just talk about the meta now. We got God through C. There's only one God in this meta, and he's right here. Some people might get the impression that this guy belongs next to him as the other viable P1. He is not a viable P1. He loses to Hashi constantly P1. Like, I tried. I could win against weaker people pretty well, but even in like, let's say you're a 10 mil fighting like two 7 mils in DB, you will get slaughtered. He gets too easily shut down by everything that's out there. And shut down by just Tendo alone, how hard counters him. Pollen Poison reduces him to base damage. His base damage high as fuck, but it's not like I win just off no scaling alone base damage. That's not really a thing. But anyway, so he's fantastic P2. And we'll go into him a little bit more later. Also want to talk about another God tier support or two, and then we'll go into some videos. Kushina Christmas, and if I can see him somewhere in here. Right. No, I can't, because he's this guy, but not this guy, and not this guy. There he is. Okay. So, these two turrets combined create possibly the most consistent team to win if you are the slower Hashi. Because in this meta, the only thing that matters is being faster. If you're faster, you're going to win unless the enemy team has built a team that doesn't let you transform. These two are really good at not allowing that to happen. With her, you need to run Lightning Main with Heart Flux alongside her, but then you scale 5% attack and 5% crit per 10 chakra spent. And Hashi can sometimes spend 40 chakra in his base form, and he can sometimes almost always spend 80 chakra per round in his burst mode. So guys, let's do math, okay? So what's 20 plus 20 plus 40 plus 40, okay? That's 120. Per 10, let's divide by 10, that's 12 times 5. That's 60% attack and crit per round, possibly. It's more than likely going to be just 10, so 50%, okay? 10 times 5. Oh, okay, I fucking fat fingered that. 50% attack and crit per round. And that does not get negated by Pollen Poison. And for people that still think Pollen Poison negates crit, it doesn't. That was a mistake by one of our staff in grabbing the translation. He never came to our servers negating crit. Sorry. We were all tricked. But anyways. So her scaling is crazy, and if she stays, or sorry, she has to stay up. As long as she's not deleted off the field, her effect remains. So, yeah. She's strong as fuck. This motherfucker scales initiative and crit only up to 50%. So let's just look real quick at a video of why this team is strong. And it's going to be fighting my favorite team to use alongside this turd nugget. So let me find it. That will be here. So let's speed her up. Talk about what's happening here. So, I got my Centipede on. Oh, it's not even using... It wasn't using the moderate team, never mind. It doesn't matter what team I'm using. I'm using Guy for fuck's sake, and I still lose to this team. Guy is like the ultimate helper of the faster person, the faster, stronger. This guy never dies. Guy takes forever to die and just keeps making me stronger and stronger and stronger, right? And it still didn't help, and it wasn't enough. So, I am 10 mil with probably the fastest speed stat in EN on my P1, and Yuki is 8 mil with one of the worst 8 mils. Okay, this is an account that hasn't recharged in a year. They quit, they left their account behind, so this is like a 10k stat gap So this should be one-sided stomp. But if I can't transform, I didn't transform, I didn't scale. All I have is the little bit of stats provided by Guy being at like 90% health. So, you know, they're all dead. Doesn't matter. Shisui already lived for 2 rounds. He did his stuff, and the Lightning Main and the Kushina will continue to scale the Hashi every time they press the mystery, as long as they spend the chakra for it. It's not about getting the mystery off. It's about pressing the button. As long as they get to press the button, they will scale 5% per 10 chakra spent. 5% attacker net. So it's round 3. And we already tested this, and we know if they go burst mode here and they attack me, they're not going to win because Guy's still alive. Guy will protect me because they probably won't crit. They might crit still, but they don't do enough damage. The gap is too high, so they're going to go one more. Now, the way that we work around this, from my point of view, the faster person, is I have to hope they precast their mystery going into the next round, and I let them hit me. And I hope that they'll hit me twice, and then when they self-cast their mystery, I will get hit one more time, and then also pollen poison. So that's it. I've transformed. Even without Lightning Main, I will have transformed. But you could see there, an 8 mil with shit stats just beat a fucking 10 mil for free because I didn't work around the strategy. But that's the workaround. You have to not press a button. And if both of us don't press a button, I'm fucked because the slower person goes second, and I will standard them and then chase them and transform them, and then I will be screwed. And yeah, so it's very annoying, and it's very possible. You basically, if you see this team, Hashi, Kushina, Shisui, they are trying to not let you transform. And if you see this team, you need to let them mystery round 1. You need at least 1 round of scale. I guarantee you can win off 1 round of scale. But if you don't get any scale, you will lose. Okay. Now let's bring in this motherfucker. This guy's great. So a lot of people like to run him and Kushina together. I think that team is garbage. Because it doesn't. You lose out on possibly being the faster boy. And he doesn't do enough. He's there to help it make sure that you can't not transform. So this team right here, him and him, or him and her, counters this team, because him plus Lightning Main will hit your Hashi every round, and then you will get hit by pollen poison, and you'll get hit by Hashi's fucking self-cast mystery wood golem trigger, wood dragon trigger, and that's 4 hits. You transform, you're fine. But if you run this boy and this boy together instead of these two together, then you might be the faster person. Whereas if you're not the faster person, you're just gonna fucking lose. So if you run these two together and the initiative's close, the person running this and this together will win because the initiative isn't close, and they'll scale more crit. In fact, I actually run this motherfucker when I run him with the BT that makes it so when the clones die, you gain 10% crit and like 15% nin, or I think it's 20% nin. And the reason I do that, even though knowing that I can't use his mystery next round, is I only need 1 round of scale. So as long as I counter you 1 round, I win. If I'm faster. And I will be fucking faster because I'm not an idiot, and I understand that Shikaku assist is better than Inuichi assist most of the time. Because Inuichi assist can't stop you from being fucking one-shot. Okay, anyways. I want to go down the list. So Danzo, we're going to put him in A. He does an unmissable chase with defense shatter on it. Defense shatter is very strong in this meta. Extra chases. His burst mode chase hits hard as fuck. So that's very strong. Flat Butt McGee doesn't do anything. She does some like suppress immunity immobile on the mystery, unmissable, round 1, 0 chakra. No, I don't think it's 0. Let's say it's 20, it's a low chakra. And that's cool for like yeeting. Well, when Madara Final Battle has his BT, he's not immune to fucking debuffs. So you can like yeet him with Kakashi Kimono using her on your team as an easy setup. Chojuro sucks ass. He's an arena unit. Madara Edo, we'll put him here. He can on rare occasion, get the barrier out right as Hashi's transforming and make it so that he doesn't gain his chakra, so then he can't use his mystery in burst mode, which is a big deal. Ashura is good, but he's just impossible to sacrifice a team slot on. He doesn't do enough. He doesn't do enough. Danzo doesn't do anything with that mystery. Hashi takes up a team slot. Like, the Danzo damage is just not anything. It's less than Hiruzen's, and it's way too conditionally hard to pull off. Again, Hashi takes up the Hashi team slot, so we can't use him. Hidan, this is a pathetic stall unit. Hiruzen's going to get put in A because it's still like 120k damage out of 220k HP on a 10 mil. If you want to run him plus Guy together and just be an annoying bomb, sure, do it. It'll work. We're going to put you in A tier because you have Melt on Chase, and Melt is another way to get out of being stalled out by Perseverance. Melt removes Perseverance, the thing that was making me take 1 damage only. Yeah. I actually want to go back talking Madara a bit. Using him P2, you really need to look to you have to really decide when you want to use his mystery. If you use his mystery round 1, you're probably not going to transform because units are going to be asleep, and you're fucked then. So you want to use him probably round 2, and I want to show a quick video of that off. Same opponent, because this is the only fucking opponent that I have to fight. So their backline sucks. Even their P2 got shredded by Madara's damage off nothing. He just hits hard, okay? Like, he does have great base damage. He does. Oh, and sorry, he scales every time anybody takes an action. So every little, up to like 8 times, I want to say, every little action that happens at the start scales him. That's why he hits so hard at the start. So, you know, he mysteries. Chases this guy. Watch where the Wood Dragon goes. Who did it hit? Hit the back line. Okay. Because he chased him. So Guy is here, making it so I can't crit. Guy's dead now. Now I can crit. We killed fucking Kabuto, unfortunately. It happens. So he's gonna come back and save Yuki's life here. So boom, boom. Now we have this come out. We got that. We're going to talk about that mystery in a minute. It's not relevant on this team, but on other teams it's very relevant. Shisuimasa's mystery is insane. So yeah, look at the damage. 16k per hit. And that's with pollen poison on him, right? Does he still have... Yeah, he still has pollen poison. That's base damage. He hits hard. But in an even fight, it don't look like that. In an even fight, it doesn't look like that. It's still really good. I think I won against Scuba in Random War the other day. Saturday. And I had this exact team, and I did exactly this setup, and I beat him, I think, round 2 or at the start of round 3. I don't remember. Anyways. So, back to Shisui Mas. So his mystery is really cool. Puts defense shatter on the opponent, but on top of that, it gives him an effect where anybody that hitting him has a like 45% chance to gain panic. Panic makes you take 2% max health every time you take damage. That means it's like incredibly good at helping you kill people. Because 2% max health is ridiculous on top of what the damage you're currently doing. Itachi Edo, nothing can be CC'd that mattered. Sage Kabuto does initiative shred on Chase. That can be relevant if you want to try it out. Kake C revives. Reviving is useful, and it can help you win. If your Hashi dies, you might come back and win from a revived Hashi. Mecha Naruto is a P2 damage dealer that's going to die round 2 anyways before he can do anything, and he'll probably get well, he won't get debuffed because he can't get debuffed, but he doesn't hit as hard as fucking Madara. So it's not enough damage to matter. Conan, both Conans, not anymore. They're not in this meta. Kimmy has nothing to bomb. Datara does nothing outside of Infinite Illusion. There's nobody for her to debuff. Kisame is just like Kimmy. And in a world where you could absorb chakra from someone from doing nin damage to you, it would be good, but it's tie damage and pollen poison when it comes out. So like imagine this. Hashi transforms, he gains chakra, he hits everyone with pollen poison, he gets his chakra absorbed. There would be a counter to Hashi, but no one absorbs chakra off of pure nin, so it doesn't happen. This Madara reduces crit when hit. I think that's pretty relevant in this meta. 50% reduce. It actually stacks with Shisui. So if we ran these two together, every time they're hit, it's 100% reduced. And he's better because one of his BTs goes into the end of the next round. But this is like the first hit each round, reduces 50%, and then, yeah. So they're pretty okay. He's trash because he gives your team shields, and shields, the way that Hachi works, he has to get hit 4 times in the same round. 4 times same round means hit. Hit means not shield getting hit. Shield protects against your HP. HP has to be hit. This guy's okay. Irremovable ninjutsu ceiling reduces the enemy's damage by quite a bit, so it's like an okay defensive option, but that's all he does. Yeeting, this is like shit round 2, kind of like conditional bad yeeting, so we're gonna put him here. Rin's okay because she might save your life. Like his first mystery every round hits really fucking hard, and if she's reducing it, that might be enough for you in your strat. We'll put him here. There are teams that use Madara 5k here. This is Madara 5k to yeet, and you could do some setups with that, and it'll work. But it's like a gimmick team, but it's not horrible. Rin Sasuke is not in this meta. Neither is Killer Bee. Neither is Sister Sage 6-Path Naruto. Indra is kind of shit in this meta, but he can just sit there and be a source of blaze on the opponent that constantly is shredding their stats. He's probably only going to be there till round 2, though. So it depends on how much you value the stats he shreds during that time. His burst damage doesn't really work. After Hashi goes, he'll press his mystery, and after one mystery press, he's going to literally transform the Hashi and then become immune to most of his damage, because most of his damage is pure fire, and Hashi in burst mode is immune to pure fire. His barrier, no, that's useless. We'll put him here. When you hit him, you shred defense. That's okay. Magnet Man is viable. More viable than these people because he does defense shatter on mystery. He comes back every round, and he can put magnetization on people, which is 30% reduced crit. This motherfucker was okay in pain meta. He's shit here. I think Jiraiya is probably S, because like I said, the most important part in this meta is speed, and if we are running Jiraiya and Shisui together with Shikaku assist, no one's outspeeding you. And if that is a lot of times enough to win, unless they're running a team that doesn't let you transform. So, yeah, it is what it is. Like that is probably, like, that's a really scary team. You're gonna be faster, so you know. I didn't mean to grab him. You don't do anything. Ramen Man's okay. There are some gimmick teams you can run with him, stalling a round out. You need to be faster, though. If the enemy is faster than you, Hashi barrier will come up when he goes into burst mode, and then you're cooked. So, usually you use this guy when you're slower. To stall, it depends. So, I don't know. There's gimmicks that you can probably use him with him, but him P1, I mean, but he's okay. Hamman does nothing. It's okay, that's Gaara swimsuit. Cool, I can't miss clicking. Gaara he's A. So Gaara, if you don't know this, counters Shisui's scaling, counters Jiraiya's scaling. He does not counter Kushina's scaling, because he puts discouragement on the enemy. So if he's your P2, And he is faster than their P2. Like if they have Shisui Mas P2, he'll apply Discouragement before Shisui can apply his buffs, thus making him basically useless. Only problem with him is he might put shields on your Hashi, and then you're going to be mad if you don't transform, so he's kind of hard to use. Also, he reduces healing, so if you're using an Uichi assist, again, might be hard. Okay, again, Handman sucks. Madara TCJ sucks. Neither of them do anything relevant to this meta. We're going to put Datara Kaboom here to S tier because he's amazing in war with Suicide Bomb lineups, and there's nothing to replicate that. In an actual fight, he's useless. Like 1v1 DB, nah, he's useless. I guess you could run like a gimmick teams. Like let's say like you are 7 mil and you know there's a 10 mil in DB with a weak person. Why don't you run Guy plus Datara and just see if we can blow him up? You'll win because you just cheesed him out, but like congrats, you cheesed him out. I don't know what to say about that. And it might not even work. You might transform him and he might just fucking self-cast and not transform you, and then it might not work at all. Haku, we'll put him here, but you need to understand something about him. A means very viable. S probably means meta. So we'll put him here. He's viable. He's not meta. He's an alternative. So you can cheat out his mechanic by dragging your Hashi out first to make sure he always gets the scale from his BT passive. And that's great. He will scale 12% attack or something like that every time he does an action. Or does damage? I don't remember what it is. He scales a lot. But the problem with that is that that's all great and everything, but it's not going to be better than just scaling crit. Crit is king and initiative is king in this meta. Jiraiya, Frog Boy, reduces initiative on chase. That has its uses. This motherfucker does nothing. Obito Rage, like, same concept here as Mecha Naruto. He's going to have no scale, and at least he has 2 HP bars, I guess. Yeah. Sakura does melt on chase. We've talked about that. Sasuke scales crit on damage up to 75%. That's not going to be as good as Kushina. Now, if you wanted to use them together, that might work. But however, he has a combo chase that might hit Hashi and fuck you over and transform him. So I think it's hard to use him, and you don't want to. You would rather use her over him. Neji is kind of like a replacement for Ao because he can hit your own unit, but he's not very good. Naruto. All right, Naruto does a lot of fucking damage. But he's squishy as fuck because these fights take too little. Yeah, so he's squishy as fuck, and what's the best way I want to say this? So if you know, at the end of the round, Hashi comes out of burst mode. Well, that happens before Naruto's clones go, and if Naruto's clones hit him 4 times at the end of the round, he transforms again, and then transforms out of it again. And every time he comes in and out of his burst mode, he gains 10% mystery damage, and his mystery damage also affects his triggers, like the Wood Golem and the Wood Dragon. So you're scaling him 20% mystery damage extra every round to use him. But there are setups with him. Like, you might be able to run a setup with him to transform Hashi every round before he can use his mystery in the beginning, and then if you're faster than him, you can then interrupt him so he can never use his burst mode mystery on you. Now it probably involves Pain P1, and it's going to probably be pretty fucking hard to make sure your Pain P1 is faster than Hashi, but it's something. I don't know. You won't believe this, but this actually works in this meta because the slumber effect is considered a sleep, so you can actually yeet P1s with Kakashi Kimono right now. She doesn't do anything. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't do anything. He can revive lineups in war, like Field Sorry, so he's always going to be kind of relevant. She doesn't do anything. Gimmick Stall Unit, he doesn't do anything. Pain is... I hesitate to put him in S. Might not even. I think that he actually causes you to lose more times than he causes you to win. But we're going to put him here because I've seen him win out of nowhere. So like a team right now with him that's pretty annoying, just because there's RNG involved in it, is Hashi, Pain, and then Guy, which obviously, where is Guy? Guy is here. He will never not be here. Ugh. So Hashi, Pain, Guy. So what happens is Guy's getting low, Pain transforms, and let's say mid-fight, Guy is like half HP, Pain transforms. That means Pain's getting 100% attack, and he no longer has pollen poison on him, and he's in his transform state. He's going to blow you the fuck up. And that happens more times than people would like to admit. However, it also just doesn't happen a lot of times. He's like not that scary. And that team I just described is the slower team. So you're going to have to win off of a prayer, basically, like hope and a fucking prayer here. This team is never going to be faster than someone running Shisui. Now, if you ran Hashi, Pain, Shisui, that's a little better. But when we run Guy to make sure Pain is doing as much damage from P2 as possible. That's the theory. So this is like a P2 team, and it's a P2 team I've never seen myself lose to. If I was to lose to it, I bet it wasn't Pain. I bet it was literally like, I don't know, what do I want to say? I bet it was fucking Guy kicking me in the face when I killed him with a crit, a 10% chance crit, because his crit was maxed out, and I hit the min crit chance or something. Toby, okay. He scales defense and res 25% every round. That's scary-ish. It's not scary, it's just helpful. Sage of fucking Six Path fucking Ninja Man, we'll call him, is useless. Puppet Boy is fucking useless. This is Obito Longsword. Obito Longsword is relevant. He's not fantastic. Let's say you have a lot of damage on your team, and you're consistently fighting people weaker than you that want to stall you out with one of these teams, these supports, and they don't want to let you transform. You can just blow their backline up round 1 and yeet round 1. Yeet Hashi round 1. That's a thing. Now, this doesn't fucking work in an even fight. You're not going to blow a backline up round 1. So this is more your competition is weaker than you. This is why he's not going to be meta, but he's going to be meta viable. This is great. Kabuto Great Ninja War. He is viable. He is a win condition by himself. He is part of the problem with the meta right now. So if you run him P4 with your gear off and he dies every round and doesn't get deleted, you could win from that, because the enemy could end up in a position where they just can't kill you. They just don't quite do enough damage to kill you through everything. And as fucked as that is, it happens. And the way that you get around this, by the way, is you have to just not mystery round 1 round. So basically, if Kabuto revives round 2, and you don't think you have enough damage to kill him round 2, just don't fucking mystery. Just make sure you don't mystery, except for like in burst mode, round 2. That way Kabuto stayed alive into round 3, then you've scaled 2 rounds, and then you mystery. There's ways around it, and this is why I don't really like this meta. A lot of times the solution to the problem of why I'm losing is don't press a button. Don't press a button? Why the fuck would I not press a button? Well, that's how you win. This game tends to punish people that deal damage to people instead of punishing people that are taking damage. It's quite bizarre. Mei is an alternative to like basically use OW to hit your own units, but the problem with her is that she can crit your own units and put corrosion, which is a really scary debuff on them. Speaking of scary debuffs, I was going to talk about Shisui Mas. When he mysteries, if you're not using a moderate team that puts the enemy fucking Hashi to sleep round 2, when he mysteries, he puts a like 45% chance when the enemy hits him to do panic, and panic makes them take 2% max life per hit. So, let's average 10 mil times is 4k per attack. They're taking 4k damage per attack, okay? That's crazy. That's an additional 4k damage on top of everything you do. So let's say you transform them after hitting them with Shisui's Mystery, okay? They pollen poison, they instantly get panic on them. They do their shit, they don't do shit to you. You transform, and then you return the favor. You mystery them, that's whatever damage that does plus 4k. Plus, 2 chases or more. If you get defense shatter, if you defense shattered someone in the back line, you might have given your Hashi 2 chases. And then in addition to that, the Wood Dragon. So we could have up to 4 chases doing an extra 4k, plus the mystery, plus the standard, plus the fucking Wood Dragon. Okay, like that's basically, he can make it almost alone, not alone, but he can basically deal 20% of the max HPs of the enemy just doing anything, or 10. It basically could cause you to win round 2, whereas without him you wouldn't have done anything. So on top of everything else he does, his mystery also puts a fucking insane debuff on the field. Anyways, this guy Yeats, he can be used in a Yeet gimmick team. It's kind of hard to keep him alive. Okay, his debuff is really strong, max HP damage. He hits kind of hard, but he's mostly a meme. He transforms your opponent really fast, but he can shred initiative, so he's kind of okay. He sucks in this meta. She is more viable for free-to-play than anything, but we're not talking about free-to-play here. Karen doesn't do anything. Datara doesn't do anything. This Kabuto does nothing. This Toby does nothing. I'm going to put him in B only because if you use his mystery round 1, at the start of round 2, he interrupts. So maybe you interrupt the faster person and it gives you like a pseudo speed advantage. I don't know, I've never tried it out, but we're going to say gimmick B. Madara final battle when he gets his BTs is probably going to be either this or this. But for now he's pretty much just okay. This is Kinkaku. Kinkaku does nothing. This is Killer B, he does nothing. This is Han. He does nothing. Oh boy, these two. Ashura, in a crazy circumstance, it's very possible that you take a shitload of damage round 1 and get him below 60% HP. Then you transform, because you're the slower team, and then you use your Hashi's shit, and you yeet the enemy's Hashi. That might happen, and that might be a win for you. So we're going to put him here, but it's so inconsistent. And then Indra is right now. He's horrible. He doesn't do anything. He's bad in arena even. Normally I would make a joke and say good in arena. He's bad in arena. He's bad in arena and he's bad in real fights. He does no damage. The blaze he puts out sucks. Like it comes out in an inconsistent way. But yeah. So to finish this off, looking at this tier list, would I change anything? Nah. You got your meta teams made up of everything S and above. Nobody in A is part of a fucking meta team. Maybe a gimmick. And the meta just revolves around being the faster Hashi, or knowing you're the slower Hashi and trying to not let the faster Hashi transform. Or cheesing them with like a Kabuto strat or Guy. It's kind of, we kind of do have a variety. We have a variety of teams. You can run whatever strat you like. I guess this is the only unit that's not really part of a meta team, but yeah. Let me know what you think. I'm sure I forgot your favorite meta ninja. Also, the free-to-plays, I'm sorry, this is not about you. I'm 10.5 mil. I have like the highest speed stat in EN. I'm playing at the tippy top. This is my perspective. This is the meta. The meta is defined by the strongest, not the weakest. Free-to-play can have their own meta, where things are viable, and other things are not viable. You know, you love this motherfucker. He doesn't do shit for us. He don't work. Anyways, you can still give me your opinion. See ya.